as we have our backs whenever our foes come by. This time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces. This time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces. Castles and dragons, the battle begins tonight. Are you with me? This is our kingdom, and we won't run tonight. We are a team. Castles and dragons, the battle begins tonight. Are you with me? This is our kingdom, and we won't run tonight. We are a team. We can do anything together if we just try. And as long as we have our backs whenever our foes come by. This time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces. This time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces.
Hey everyone, welcome, it's Wednesday. Welcome to another live stream. Hello Avalon! I hope you have a great week so far and I hope it remains that way. Many of you already here. I see Mike in the house, Ultra Gaming, Thinkable Chocolate, John Zuniga, Captain Clash, Thinkable Chocolate, Leon Gustafsson. Hey, welcome. Yeah, YouTube very active already. Edita Milo, hey. Let's see who else. Let's quickly scroll up. Yas Sor 1. Hey, Emanuele 81, Thinkable Chocolate, very active in the chat. David Fastson, hey. Then Mr. The Rock, Lil Boat, Hayden Boscu. Thank you, ChiefAvalon, for all the tournaments. This grateful fan tells you it is always appreciated. Thank you so much, Captain Clash. Thank you so much. Then Little Boat, David Fast. Guys, I didn't really announce the stream today, so I hope we still have enough viewers to get the tourney started quickly. I actually did announce it on Twitter. I just did announce it on Facebook, but basically that's it. No sharing on Discord or anything today, so we'll see how that works. We'll see. Vamos Avalon, says Claudio Canepa or Canepa. Noya. Hey, hey. Okay. So guys, we're gonna play some 2v2 today. Frankil Gaming, hey, you're the first one. Kids, why bother? Is the first subscriber today, I guess. The first follower. Thanks for the follow. Awesome. And actually, Lassen Eid Gagu, thanks for the sub. Awesome. I missed one. Swift or Best Fan is actually first one on Twitch. Thanks for the follow. I got here through Animal Plays and Band and stayed for the entertainment. So cool. Kids, why bother? That's amazing. That's very amazing. Yeah, guys, what we're gonna do today. I already created the tournament. You see it over there. First, we're gonna play some 2v2. And basically, Lit Boat, thanks for the sub. Once we're on 100 likes, so everybody that is watching, like the video. The more likes, the faster we can start the turn. At 100 likes, We'll let the first 100 people join the tournament. I think at 150 likes, we'll fill it up and then we get it started either at 200 or at when it's full. We'll see. So the first goal here for you is subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, like Lil Boat just did. Awesome. Thanks for the sub. And then like the video. And at 100 likes, we're already at 52. So we're on a really, really fast way here. And then at 100, we're gonna let people join the tourney. Yes. But until then, my plan is today to play some 2v2. I also got this epic chest, so actually I should play a challenge. I should win some gold. Let's first try and start with a challenge. I'm gonna try the Dirty Mortar deck. I'm already invited to a 2v2 battle, okay. What do we do? Let's play the 2v2 first, but that's another deck though, dang. Let's go with this one then. Command Master Chief, thanks for the follow. Amazing. Thinkable Chocolate, join the Discord, very cool. Yeah guys, join the Discord if you like. The Avafam, join Avafam on Discord. So, let's drop this. Lil Boat, thanks for the sub. Command Master, I already said that, I guess. Yeah, let's use this. Davey Nascimento, thanks for the follow. You're amazing. I'm really waiting for my Inferno Dragon here to get rid of that golem. But, yeah, now we have him. Finally. There you go. Now burn that bowler. Really? Really? I've heard. Crazy Dave. Hey. And Zonile Pro 5. Thanks for the follow. Guys, we're behind you from the start. Yeah. Thanks for all those follows. So yeah, that's the plan today. We're gonna have that 2000 gems tourney. Then we're gonna have some 2v2 battles. Oh, same spot. That's bad. Anyways. They're in the same spot. And Avalon is on Snapchat, yes. Oh, where's my mobile? Oh, I'm missing my mobile. I can't read the Snapchat. I don't have my mobile with me. That's bad. I sent you a 2v2 request just now. Okay. 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 Yeah, we're gonna lose. We were kind of behind from the very, very start here. And that makes it really hard. "19 seconds. Difficult. Maybe we can sneak in a little Inferno Dragon. Maybe. No. Not gonna work. What is this Lumberjack good for? It's over. Aaron! Info. So, yeah. I gotta take off the glasses, guys. So, everybody liked the video. Oh, it's not over. Dang, why is it not over? I thought it's over. I thought they already had the top. They win anyways. Crasher, thanks for the follow. I quit. I thought it's over. Hey Zoe, welcome. Yeah, at 100 likes, we're gonna let 100 people join. We're already on 85 likes. That's amazing. So guys, you're really fast today on those likes. So let me first, before we're so fast. And thanks for the subs and likes. Everybody sub. I want to do a challenge. Let's try this challenge here. I don't know if it works. You can play 2v2 if you're friends on Facebook, for example. Ronald TV, thanks for the sub. So let's try this. Oh, tornado. Really? What did my mortar do all the time? My mortar did nothing. The mortar just did nothing. This lightning is so super annoying. This doesn't match my deck. So I gotta play another deck here. This deck doesn't work. Let's give it the last try. You're hilarious, fam. Yes, Ava fam. Ava fam. I don't know. It doesn't work. We're unlucky here with the opponents, basically, with this deck. I mean, the Golem is basically the counter deck to every mortar deck. The same with the P.E.K.K.A. So really, both of those matches totally unlucky. So either we give it a last chance or we switch up things. So if the big tank decks are on vogue at the moment, we probably better play this one here. Or play maybe this one. Let's see. Maybe this one. I don't know. Either this or this. Probably works better. Let's go with this. He did like 6 times. What? Notice me. Notice me. 100 likes. Oh, 100 likes. Okay. I'm gonna share the password after the match. In the meantime, you can just subscribe. The witch. The witch. Yeah, see, everybody playing tank decks. He's gonna have arrows, I guess. No lightning. It's too late. Too late for the miner. We're waiting for double elixir. We still gotta wait for double elixir. Okay. We're fine though. We gotta save a little bit. Gonna play Giant. Rashad Ruben, thanks for the sub. He's gonna play Giant, we have to be ready. He's trying to switch lanes. Do I like that? I don't know. I'm just gonna play my Golem there. Let's fireball those guys. Really? Really? Unbelievable damage. Okay, let's try this then. Really? We didn't get the tower? You kidding me? Dang! Unbelievable. How come we didn't get that tower? That's unbelievable. $20 seconds. Okay, that worked a bit better. So, it works a little bit better against the tanks. That was kind of relaxed. Guys, we're on 200 viewers. So, do we already have 200 likes, guys? You know, if we got 200 likes, we're gonna start the tournament early. We're on 117 right now, guys. So, we're gonna let 100 people join the tournament now. At 150 likes of the video, this is YouTube, by the way. I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch for all of those of you, all of you that are new. I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. And yeah, thanks for all those subs. An amazing sub train, guys. Let's see. Wolf, thanks for the sub. Shobi Inu, Quebblecop Jordi, Eshat Jelmer, Welfto Loco, Latvian Xbox Player, Rares Bugged, Hyper Venom, Jorge Arturo, Gomez Flores, Sedo, Ronelco, thanks for those subs. Whoa. And Yaboy Cyan, thanks for the follow. As I said, we're gonna let the first 100 people join the tournament. And then at 150 likes, we're gonna fill the tournament. And at 200 likes, we're gonna start it early. That's it. We're already on 133, guys. So you're really, really fast today. I don't know what it is. Why are you so fast? I didn't even advertise the stream big. So this is amazing. I don't know what happened. What happened? Did I miss a big share or something? I don't know. Miss Loka in the house. Hey, Loka. Watching on Twitch. Awesome, Loka. Loka is the greatest Swiss streamer girl. Make sure to check her out. She's really amazing. I love to watch her. So, yeah. Thanks for those subs. Keep subbing. Now, let's open this tourney here. Let's open this tourney. Let's change the password to something simple to enter so that 100 people can join very fast. As always, the tournament name is ChiefAvalon. It starts with ChiefAvalon. So let me put that in the chat already. If I can, please. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Now let's go there. And remember, guys, at 15k subscribers, we're gonna have the next Saturday that this happens. The Saturday after we get 15k, we will have a 10,000 gems tournament. So yeah, keep subbing. Keep subbing. So the tourney name, yeah, the golem eyes. The tourney name is ChiefAvalon. The password is changed. And the password will be in the chat first, so keep watching the chat. 100 people will join. At 150 likes, I reopen. But now we're gonna let 100 people join. Loka! Amazing Loka in the house. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted right now and can't read everything. I'm trying to though, but you know it's difficult. Let me see how many likes you already got. This is amazing. 144! Okay, the password is Loka. Loka is the first password. Loka. 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 Loka is the first password. I hope it works. Yes, it does. There you go. People joining already. Amazing. Amigo 6677. Hey. Now let me read the chat while we fill the tournament. Crystal RW, Mini BB, Kyle. Thanks for the sub. Gamer Kid, Joseph Wactor, Praytech Plays, Alexander. Thanks for those subs. Der Buckfish and Chicksin. Thanks for those follows. Amazing. So yeah, as I said, once we hit 15,000 subscribers, we'll have that 10,000 gems tournament on the Saturday after we make it. So yeah, keep subbing, keep following. I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I always stream Mondays, Wednesdays and Saturdays. And in the days between, there's funny videos on my YouTube channel. And yeah, you may also want to join my Discord, so you don't miss announcements. By the way, for those on Twitch, this is my YouTube channel. If you wonder, if you're curious, Tracy! Tracy in the house, hey! Oh, dang, we filled it! It filled so fast! I didn't notice! It's full! Dang! But we're on 150 anyway, so that's okay. At 200 likes, we're gonna start it. We have 200 viewers, guys, so you can make it. We can make it 200 likes, and then we start the tournament. That was really fast, guys. I didn't even notice. Dang! You guys! I think that's one of the fastest ever. Let me change the password. So that later on we can let more other people join if there is open spots. Yeah, in the meantime, while you're waiting for those 200 likes, keep subbing, and I'm gonna do a friendly battle. No, let's play this challenge. Let's finish this challenge. I did bad in the challenge, so let's try this again. Elroy Segev, thanks for the sub. And Hamza Zulman, thanks for the follow. I'm John Cena. We have to wait another 90 minutes to battle. I hope not. I hope not. It's actually really fast. We're on 161 likes, so only 39 likes with 200 viewers. I mean, if everybody that watches just likes, we can start it immediately. So, yeah, you gotta have a challenge, you know? You gotta have a challenge! And I'm always streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Don't forget. And there's also cool videos on my YouTube. Okay, let's do this battle here. Let's try this battle. Elite Games. I remember you, sure. Yeah, let me know once we hit 200. Miss Loka. Beautiful Miss Loka. Holy cow. Not the best starting deck. Yeah. We don't like them. Battle Ram 3 Musky deck. So we gotta save the fireball. No, I'm not gonna use the fireball on this. I know you want me to use the fireball. Oh no. Also not on the furnace yet. First I want to see whether he has the 3 muskies or not. No, he has the fireball. Okay. No 3 muskies, I guess. Oh, that's weird. I didn't see 3 muskies, I only saw Battle Ram. So maybe it's a P.E.K.K.A Battle Ram deck. We have arrows for this. Okay, let's try again. Maybe he has nothing against the balloon. It looked like he can't fight the balloon. So let's just try. Oh, he's giving up, or what does that mean? Placing the furnace back there. Again. I was expecting the Inferno Tower. I don't know about luck here, that was a weird battle. Let's take this tower too. Oh, please arrows, please! Ah, too late. Okay, that was victory number 2. So, do we have 200 likes, guys? You're so fast. I believe we already have 200 likes. 173, only 27 likes, and then we start the tournament. It's full right now. No, it's one person left. So, guys, like, subscribe. 27 more likes on this YouTube video. On this video, I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Like on this video, 27 likes. I'm gonna give you a little bit in this. 24 right now. So we go for 190. At 190, okay, we're on 183. Then we'll start it. And keep subbing. At 15,000 subs, the Saturday after 15,000 subs, we'll have a 10,000 gems tournament. So you guys are really fast today. We're on 187. I will do one more battle and then I think we're ready to start the tournament. You're so fast today. You're so fast. And thanks for all those subs. It was so many. I couldn't read them all. Vinesh, Carter, Get Ricked, Carter Bastler, and so on. And Black Hawk Gamer, Jabba 1900, Fragger Race, Perfect Gaming, thanks for the sub. So many subs. I want the Lava Hound. It's never good if I don't have Lava Hound here. It's the last card. I guess it's the last card. I guess it's gonna be the last card I get. Let's try a minor balloon. Have you ever seen a minor balloon attack? Let's see. Let's see if the minor balloon works. Ah, the balloon dies. A bit too early there. Oh! No, we're not ready. We're not ready. Dang, I forgot about the graveyard. One little heroic minion there. A little hero minion saved it all. That little hero minion. We leaked a lot of elixir at the start of this match. So I think we're ready to drop a Lava Hound. Whew. Renzo Westerbrain, thanks for the sub, Renzo. I'm sorry for all the subs that I missed. Thanks for slowing it down for me, that's actually nice. I'm gonna drop the balloon. He's rushing that lane, he's gonna drop those guys. Yes, there they are. Dang, too late. I underestimated how long it takes. That was a bad mistake. Totally underestimated how long it would take to get to those 3 minions. Really? The archers get the tower. I couldn't stop watching this. It's unbelievable that those archers, they get my tower. Yeah, I'm late. I'm very late. That's really the difference of talking all the time. Good game. Okay guys, do we have 200? I guess so. Let's see. 197, only 3 more likes. Horrible battles when I'm talking. I play so bad in live streams. But I think we're ready to start the tournament though. Let me give you another password. Because somebody left. Let's make the password like... What could we make it? Roblox Arena, thanks for the sub. Let's make it Peter Ballen. Smash that like button. And especially smash that sub button. Smash that sub button. Maybe we can make it to 14k today. That would be amazing. 15, whatever. Let's see. Okay, good. So the password is... The last password before it's full again. The last password before it's full again is 15k. 15k. And I think we got 200 likes. Yes, amazing. You guys are amazing. So amazing today. How fast we got those likes, and we have to, or we do start the tournament really, really fast today. Thank you so much. Now, be nice in the tournament. Don't BM, don't bully. Be nice, it's just a game. Royal Giant, thanks for the sub. Lightbulb, thanks for the follow. Yeah, good luck everyone. Let's start it. Let's get ready to rumble. Before I start it, by the way, next live stream Saturday. Next video, next planned video Friday. Maybe also one tomorrow. But certainly Saturday is the next live stream. So mark your calendars. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. This time, ChiefAvalon. Those 3 days are my stream days before I go to vacation, which is in 2 weeks, guys. So, yeah, good luck everyone. Enjoy the tournament. There you go. Now let me switch to maybe a tournament deck. Let me play the Mortar. Let's try the Mortar once again. In tournament it wasn't so bad last time. That's Avalon job, lol. What? No. Tourney name is ChiefAvalon, exactly. The password is 15k. Now good luck everyone. It was really fast today. Unbelievable fast. I don't know what it is. After the tournament, we're gonna show the top 10 decks of the tournament. We're gonna play some 2v2. That's the plan. Now, it's kind of bad here. Oh no, not this, guys. Okay. 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 Where's soccer? I don't know. I don't know. I hate the 6 minions. It's really the worst, the minions with my Mortar deck here. It's very bad. So I probably switch back to Lava Hound afterwards again. I really wanted to play this, but you can't. If everybody's playing those tanks and minions, it's really difficult. Abdu, thanks for the sub. Yeah, I'm also missing the tornado in this kind of deck. He's already very much ahead. Yeah, there's the barbs again. Thanks for all those subs! An incredible sub train today. We can't beat him because of those minions. It's gonna be really difficult. Yeah. He's able to make so much pressure with the Goblin Barrel and the minions. And in this version of the deck, we don't have arrows. Usually in my Mortar decks I use arrows, but here I don't. So it's gonna be really difficult. ...14 seconds, that's impossible. No luck today with Mortar decks. Maybe I should replace arrows again. Good game. Soccer is back in Titan. I've only 3,700 trophies. I'm Supercell in the tourney. Think chocolate. Cool. Now, let's switch this. Mortar definitely doesn't work. It's not my usual Mortar. My usual Mortar also has arrows in it. I think I'm really missing arrows here. I think I replaced arrows with Bandit. Or maybe the Ice Wizard. That's probably what I did. But anyway, let's go and play... Let's play... Either we play Lava Hound again, or we play Bowler. Let's play Bowler. Let's play a Bowler match. Are we going to be another one? Jinx in the house! Hey! Beautiful blue eyes! Beautiful blue eyes Jinx in the house. Amazing. Hey, hey, how are you? I hope every one of you had an awesome 4th of July. They're spawning right to the tower. Right next to the tower. That's bad. Poison doesn't work, of course, when they spawn right next to the tower. This guy is using his poison all the time. Oh! Deployed the bowler too early. Deployed the bowler too early. But... yeah, they helped my bowler. That's very nice. I think it's very nice of them to support my bowler. It's very nice to support my bowler. The Skellies. The Electro Wizard basically kills the dragon. Yeah, we also have a witch. He keeps me very busy on that lane. I don't like it. Keeps me very busy there. Good game. Good game. The tourney is open. The password is 15k. Password is 15k. Yes, Jinx. Jinx with the beautiful blue eyes. So what did I miss? Good for you, Daniel. Hi, Chief. I quit playing this game, says Jinx. That's very reasonable. I think that is very reasonable, Jinx. Yeah, chat is a bit fast today. The sub train is crazy, guys. The sub train is crazy. For this awesome sub train, I'm gonna show you my yellow-red fidget spinner. The yellow-red fidget spin. Yes. Amazing sub train. Thank you so much. Can we make it to 14k today? Maybe, maybe. This is my yellow-red fidget spinner. It's actually 2, you know it. Alfie in the house. Hey, the password is 15k. We're on our way to 15k. We're on our way to 15k. That's what we're gonna make. 15k subscribers, and then we're gonna have a 10k tournament. That was a horrible rap. A horrible rap. I'm Rocky. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for that awesome, awesome subscribe train. For all of you that are new, I'm having regular videos on my YouTube channel. Fun videos, chest openings and stuff. And I'm streaming at the moment 3 times a week. The planned streams, that is Monday, Wednesday and Saturday. Those are the planned streams. Just to let you know, the password is 15k. Mine Gamer, thank you for the sub. So I'm gonna try to catch up at least with the subs. Oh, really? Holy, why is he going for the tower? Very annoying bandit. Gets a stab at my tower. I don't like it. Yeah, it just takes too long to get that poison. I hate single elixir time. I love double elix time. It just takes too long to get your units ready. Grave for Poison is such a big elixir commitment. You sent a Snapchat. I can't show it. I don't have my mobile with me. Ah, there's the bandit again. Yeah. I wasn't expecting the bandit. I'm gonna lose. Yeah, and he has a pretty strong deck. We can't do anything with this deck. Yeah, you can have it. Good game. Impossible. Impossible. Sometimes you just get a counter deck. You can't do anything, like here. 15k is the password. Let's check this out, yeah. This was impossible for this kind of deck. Let's just play it a bit more safe and go with the good old boring deck. Guys, don't try to join the tournament because it's full. Yeah, that's why. When it's full, you can't join. That's what it is. Once it's full, you can't join anymore. Meliodas, thanks for the sub. It seems like a waste of fireball. He's really keeping the pressure high with that princess and that stuff. And we have to sacrifice a miner there. Let's see. Ah, this guy again, okay. Just gives us more time for the Inferno Tower to die. No, would be a mistake. Princess has such a big reach. Look at this annoying princess there. Another princess. How many princesses does he play? He has one every single time. Okay. That was a bit undeserved. Yeah, of course we missed the princess. No! I wanna hit them all. How did that goblin barrel survive so long? I mean, those arrows, they took a while to get there, but still. Oh no. Yeah, now he defends with the rocket, of course. Look at those that goblin barrel. Super annoying, I don't know. Goblin barrel does so much damage when I'm already defending and tournament chief is tournament name is ChiefAvalon. GD Wipe, welcome back! Welcome back to the stream, GD Wipe. Thinkable chocolate already gives up. Don't give up. Just enjoy. Come on, balloon, get moving. Oh, the muskies, really? Okay, now we know it. Now we know it. Ricky Rock, thanks for that sub train is amazing, guys. Keep it going. CBI World, thanks for the sub. You're amazing. Keep that sub train going. I can just watch this and watch and wait. See how my arrows, they always take so long. Fatih Kuru, thanks for the sub. Now, how do we get both towers? Let's play the Lava Hound over here first. Let's not take chances. Let's fireball. No, let's not fireball. He's expecting that. Let's fireball here. I can just watch in surprise how his battle ram still connects when there is a building and all that stuff. What about the miner? And now we have, yeah, there you go. Good game. Keep up the good work, bro. You're watching gaming. Thank you so much. Where's the mods at? I can't speak today. What is it? I can't speak today. So I've seen somebody ask for the clan. The clan name is Kings of Kings. If you want to join the clan, it's Kings of Kings. And if you don't want to miss tournaments, just subscribe, turn on notifications so you won't miss tournaments. And then we also play some 2v2. Some 2v2. I only subscribe if he gives me... I can't give you a legendary. But if you subscribe, you will get legendaries. I was told it works. Steph CR, thanks for the sub. Guys, we're so close to 14k actually. At 15k, there will be a 10k tournament. Ratliff, thanks for the follow. Awesome. We have an awesome Twitch viewership today. 50 people on Twitch. Can me and you do... We will do 2v2, don't worry. Alfie LC. And Bola is here but not chatting. Peter Westcott, thanks for the sub. Okay. Why is he crying? It's all about fun. The battle before... Well, you shouldn't think about the battle before, but it was a tough one. Mainly because of all the small units he had. That really gets my deck here in trouble, and it was very lucky that we still won. Very lucky. Oh, he plays a P.E.K.K.A. That was a bad mistake for him. At that very moment there. That's tower. Come in and play, little baby dragon. Holy cow. Don't have a building here. So we can stop the battle ram. Okay. Did you see how much damage that one battle ram just did? Deathbee, thanks for the follow. He plays another P.E.K.K.A. Probably saving his arrows. Whew. Okay, he does the same mistake over and over again with that P.E.K.K.A. there. Because then he's always out of elixir. Now he's going for my tower, but that won't work. I will get his tower. Unless he's able to stop it, but I don't think so. See? Impossible to win when my balloon is already there. Good game. Mar England, he will do another tournament if he has the time. Please stop asking for tournaments. Yes. During the weeks, it's 2-hour streams. I'm gonna close YouTube chat. Why, Bola? Why? Very unlucky. He kind of has the perfect cycle. We can't really do anything against this graveyard here. And his perfect cycle he's having. Like, he has his cards in perfect order from the very start. And then his graveyard spawns right at the tower. That's pure luck. It's not always the same. Sometimes the graveyard doesn't do that, but for him, it spawns right at the tower. Again, look at this. The skelly spawn right at the tower. Unbelievable. Our deck is just too slow here. That Mega Minion. Let's get ChiefAvalon 15k! Yes! You can have it. I don't like to play it. I don't like to play against all those graveyard decks anymore. I don't know. Let's play a 2v2 in the meantime. If it works. I was at my PC, just sat back down. Wow, you notice me. There's Lexic Stoner. Hey! Hey, that's Lexic Stoner. Awesome. Let's play some 2v2. Now I have the wrong deck for 2v2. Drop that fireball! Oh god. I pushed them that you dropped the fireball! And you wait so long. Can't win. I got the wrong deck. I'm so sorry. But I'm using the wrong deck. Not my 2v2 deck. There's Lexi Stoner. What? I have no doubts about the Stoner. Yeah, with my regular Inferno Dragon deck. Because everybody playing tanks, that's why the Inferno Dragon is so strong in those battles. But with this... Just got destroyed. Avalon, check Snapchat. I don't have my phone with me. I can't Snapchat. I can't check my Snap. I gotta fetch my phone first. We're on one. I mean, we're on one. It's impossible. I have Tasha, Alexander, Gabriel, Nastasia. So, to be fair, let's just switch to my 2v2 deck. Tournament pass. It's 15k. That's the tournament password. And Tyne One Ravels. Thanks for the sub, Vicky, Stefanov, Ruffles. What is it with this amazing sub train today? It's amazing. Gonna go this way. Gonna take same lane. I did zap them. How the heck can they survive the zap? How could they all survive the zap? Even the mirrored ones. Okay, the name of the tournament is ChiefAvalon. The password is 15k. Where's my Inferno Dragon? Where's the Inferno Dragon when you need it? Yeah, nice. Nice. Very nice one. Thanks for that amazing sub train, Dirt Master. Awesome. Why do I have to witch? E-barbs. He's playing E-barbs, really. Two witches there. Princess going into the poison. Let's go with this. Yeah, that's tower. Good game. Good game! Fair one, Stoner. Oh yeah, I know been like that all back in the camcord days. The camcord days. Mike, it's like in every stream. So much negativity today. Good to see chat hasn't changed a bit. Good thing is I don't read it. I don't read negativity. People are still idiots, it seems. Says Jinx. Yeah, let's talk about the nice people like Dyslexic, like Jinx, like Mike, like Zocker, like Luca. Awesome viewers here. Awesome viewers hier. Kommst du von der Schweiz? MGL, CH. Yes. Ja, ich bin von der Schweiz. MGL, he's from Switzerland. Hey, MGL, welcome. Avalon checks. I can't check Snapchat. I'm sorry. Mike. Awesome viewer. Oh, what is this? Haven't opened my grand challenge chest. Okay, another one. Yeah, Discord. I could share my Discord link. Let me accept Facebook friend requests quickly. There you go. I can't read the name, but I did accept. Tournament! The tournament is already on. The password is 15k. so many units. I wish I could poison them. But it's too late. Unfortunately, too late. Steven Silva, thanks for the sub. Ava fam, yes. The lightning everything. It's spelled ChiefAvalon. Yes, that's the tourney name. Oh, the police. The police! Arresting me for bad play. I guess the... Arresting me for bad play. That's a good poison there. Very good poison. That's certainly tower. No way to stop this. Not even the fireball can. And we may actually even lock to the king tower. Yeah. It's only a 1-0 win. I want to see the dark side once more. Because I'm subscribed. Am I going to get a legendary? I guess so. I guess so. I was told people get legendaries. I don't know, but many people reported they get legendary when they subscribe. The tournament is already running, ClassyTube. Avalon, Avalon. Does it still exist? Avalon. Cesar Cervantes, thanks for the sub. Guys, we're getting so close to 14k. It's amazing. Yeah, let's join the flash. Oh, no, stop. Too late. Check snap now. I gotta get my phone. I gotta get my phone to check snaps. Aya Skull. Skull in the house! Dang, you didn't get notification. You missed a huge, massive viewership here. 250 viewers. I guess it's gonna be a massive push. Gonna do this. We better get defending here. Our tower's very low. Patrick Power! Thanks for the sub. Patrick Power number. Really? Hawk gets a hit. Ah, we're not even in double, Alex. We're not even in double. Dragon's Tube, hey! Okay. Let's do it this way. Let's do it your way. And now, my friend, the end is near. Let's do it your way. Yeah, we gotta get that tower there. Don't we have any rockets or anything in our deck? No rockets? Yeah, there's a fireball, nice one. Now we got a poison. Yes, it's really annoying. Haha, I was going to swap over, but it's just effort and TBA to do out today. They're defending so heavy. And it's a draw. Hi Pratmesh! No, but anyway, I gotta open a chest. 39 gems, holy. Don't know if she's lurking. Where's Mrs. Scoop? I haven't seen Mrs. Scoop today. Dragon's Tube is next! Dragon's Tube is next! Ah, there she is! Mrs. Scoop! Woo 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 woo! Heard you guys talking to me! Beautiful Mrs. Scoop is in the house! It's an app that lets you have multiple accounts on other apps without having to do all the work of switching. Okay. Yeah, do the lightning. Awesome. I don't have ground unit, so please place something. Illuma, thanks for the follow. We have an unbelievable sub train going on today. Unbelievable. Wow, the golem, really? I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all. The only thing is, my stupid Inferno Dragon is not going for the golem. That cost us a lot. Yeah, play the giant. Another one. No! What the heck? The defense is too strong. Yeah, now we got them. Nice one. Good game. Scoop, ice cream with pizza. Bin Deutscher, Mr. Nick, welcome. And Jonathan Acevedo, thanks for the sub. Milan the Tuber, thanks for... Guys, we have so many subs today. It's amazing. Like in the good old days. Kommt eine mein Stream. Don't advertise it, 3-4 leagues. Don't advertise it. We don't even know you yet. Wir kennen dich nicht mal. That's the worst thing. Das Schlimmste, was du tun kannst. Let me talk to him in German quickly. Das Schlimmste, was du tun kannst, ist in andere Leute Stream gehen und sie fragen, ob sie zu dir kommen. Man tut das nicht. Pedro Liao, thanks for the sub. Let's open this. Patrick, 97KK, bin auch Deutscher. Big shout out to Germany. Yeah, let's go to the tourney for a bit. You're right. The tourney goes on for another 9 minutes. Let's watch number 1. Lido, bin ich Deutsch? Victor Lupu, thanks for... I don't know what it is. Today is crazy. Guys, once we hit 15k, the Saturday after that, we're gonna have a 10,000 gems tournament. Here's all my social media, it just disappeared. Yeah, the tourney is almost over. Sharing all the links with you. So, Fur Gamer. Who is number 1? I think Fur Gamer is number 1. There's the 3 Musketeers, very deadly, but he's behind. John Cena is behind the tower, and healing up the Muskies didn't work. So, 20 seconds. What do you think? Can he make it? I don't know. Say Simon, I subscribed. Simon Juan, thanks for the sub. Avalon Brawl Stars. I can't. I haven't updated it yet. There is a new version that I haven't installed yet. Mrs. Scoop, are you at work or do you also have a holiday today? All my American friends, do you have a holiday today? Guys, in 2 weeks, actually 2.5 weeks, I will be on vacation for 3 weeks. Unbelievable 3 weeks. And now, that will be really tough for me and for you, because I won't be able to stream probably. I don't know, but I will try. I will try to make vlog during those weeks, and I will be in the US. Holidays were Monday and Tuesday. Okay. Chief Ollie. Boo-hoo! Boo-hoo, says Mrs. Scoop. Boo-hoo! No holiday today. Boo-hoo. July 5th now in America. Yeah, here too. So most likely I will try to vlog when I'm traveling. Meme Royale, guys, I'm also hungry. Stop talking about food, I'm hungry. But too lazy to get... Yeah, guys, I'm kind of on diet. I'm still a little bit on diet. Before vacation I have to diet a bit. Because during vacation... Ah! Guys, does that ring something? Taco Bell. If you ever look for me in the US, when I'm in the US traveling and you're looking for me, Check Taco Bell. I'll be there. And also Tony Roma's. I don't know if you know it. It's also a chain, Tony Roma's. But I don't know if it's everywhere. But it's my favorite steakhouse in the US. From those that I know, this is my favorite. Tony Roma's. I will be there eating spare ribs. Oh yeah, I should stop talking of food. Sorry, Mrs. Scoop, sorry. I'm starving. Yeah, me too. I'm hungry too. That's why I went into that trap talking of food. Where to the US are you going? I will fly. The flight will be to Las Vegas. And then from there on, we'll travel by car. But we have a direct flight from Switzerland to Las Vegas. And so that was kind of the best flight to take. Yeah, you will see the details once I'm there. I'm a bit nervous. You know, guys, a little secret here. I'm always very, very nervous before flying. Burger King. Innocent Panda. I love Taco Bell. I confess. Some say it's like dog food. I heard people say that when I was in the States. But I still like it. I love it. A Mexican pizza at Taco Bell. I'm dreaming of Mexican pizza. Delicious. Come to Jacksonville, Florida. That's on the other side, unfortunately. We'll probably be in California, in Phoenix, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Guys, you're killing me, says Mrs. Scoop. Poor Mrs. Scoop is very hungry. Things, it can be as bad as me being tempted to have pizza for breakfast just because I couldn't find bread. Yeah, I'm very hungry too. Shout out to Portugal! The great viewers of Portugal. Yeah, I would really love to go to Florida because many people, many viewers are from Florida. We could make a fan meetup in Florida or a streamer meetup in Florida. That would be fun. So what I'll actually do, I'll go to Vegas. I'll drop a 25, how's it called? A quarter. I will drop a quarter into one of those bandits. We call them bandits. Are they really called bandits? I don't know. Those slot machines. A quarter. And I'll be back as a millionaire. Who knows? Taco Bell. Mexican pizza at Taco Bell. Oh, Mexican food. I love Mexican food. Delicious. Stop torturing Scoop, guys. I love Mexican food. Does any one of you know Tony Roma's? I looked at my fridge today, saw nothing simple to eat, so I walked away. I'm that lazy. Does anyone know Tony Roma's? Does it still exist? That always was my favorite chain steakhouse. Cold pizza. I don't like cold pizza that much. I like pizza but not cold. More like you lose all your money. Yeah, probably. Tex-Mex. Yes, I love it. Tex-Mex. You know what's being great right now? Some Chinese. I love most of the food actually, to be honest. I love to eat. No cook. Fajitas. Delicious fajitas. It's such a torture for poor Mrs. Scoop. Aye, Avalon. Nice look. Name and Kataria. Yeah, I just put on those sunglasses. The funny sunglasses. While we're talking. Oh my god. If I could tackle and gag you, Stoner, I would. Pizza Hut. I love Pizza Hut too, by the way. Pizza Hut. Does anyone know Tony Roma's? Nobody answered. Do you know Tony Roma's? Probably not. Probably it's only in Western or Mid-USA. That's where I found Tony Roma's, the chain. I'm not paid by them. And I'm also not paid by Taco Bell. Guys, it's not sponsored. I'm not paid by them. I just like the food. I'm ignoring all of you, says Mrs. Scoop. Do you like Bulgaria? I do like Bulgaria, but I was never there. I never visited it. Tony Romas. It's spelled like this. Tony Romas. The ribs and steaks. I guess it's like this. Something like this. Ava's food sponsor. Tony Romas. Ribs, famous for ribs and steaks. That's where I was a lot when I was in the US, and I love it. Don't know it, says Jinx. Okay, so probably it's just on the west coast or in Arizona and those how's it called, the Midwestern countries. Midwestern states, countries. Dang! His geography is so bad. Do you like chicken? Yes. Pizza, pizza, pizza hut. Stop torturing Mrs. Scoop. This comment is brought to you by food. The stomach is yelling at me. Guys, stop talking about food. Just let me know what is your favorite food. Everybody, what's your favorite food? I just ate there the other day. I love the pepperoni pizza at Pizza Hut. With those small hot pepperonis. It's so delicious. That's what I will eat for sure. It was found in Florida. Really? Dragon's Tube, okay. Yeah, I've never been in Florida. But it was so delicious when I was there. So, but it's been a while. I don't know how it is today. There is one in Florida. Are you from Florida, Dragon's Tube? No pepperoni for me, Innocent Panda. Burger or pizza, says Vico Komara. Mine is paneer. What is paneer? Mango? Yes, I do like mangoes. Mangoes is actually one of my favorite fruits. Grilled apple is also delicious. How did we start that food thing, guys? Pizza, Indian cheese. I like food, just food, it's good. Yeah, me too, I love to eat. So I always have to be a bit careful. Not to be overweight again. I was once a lot more heavier than now. So I have to be careful. Meatloaf, I dislike meatloaf. The musician Meatloaf, probably. According to the internet, lol. Okay. Pizza with extra cheese and sausage. But not ice cream on the pizza. Come on. Paneer is cheese. Okay. Okay, it's cheese. Nuggets. Whew. So the tournament is over. That was fast. That was a fast one. We're gonna play some more 2v2, guys. We're gonna play some more 2v2. By the way, am I actually speaking very loud? Am I speaking very loud? Is it better like this without the headphones? I always feel like with the headphones I'm shouting so much. Maybe it would be better without headphones. I was also experimenting a bit with having my own voice on the headphones, but it always feels like it's a little bit delayed. And that's weird. Like your own voice is a little bit delayed and then you start to speak very slow. I dislike the food, Meatloaf. No, I like the musician named Meatloaf. I dislike the food, Meatloaf. Vico Camara, the best YouTuber, thanks so much. Disfruta el directo mientras puedas. I have a six-pack, but it's just hiding under all the pizza fat. I saw this wonderful joke yesterday where somebody said, I'm burger pregnant. Like, she had that big belly because she was eating so much at the 4th of July. And inside, you've seen inside her belly and there was a burger. I'm burger pregnant. Ooh. Paneer is Indian cheese. Okay, you can make many things with it. I must confess, I don't know Indian food that well. I had it once or twice or 3 times, but not that often. So I don't know it that well. But what I know, what I tried, I really liked it. I have been wondering if after all these years you lied to me. I love bananas. Bananas, meatloaf, bananas, grapes, apples, my favorite fruit. Lazy panda eating pizza. One more tourney. No, only one tourney. You can't have too many tourneys. Guys, you can't handle it. You can't handle too many tourneys. It's not good for you. Let's wait till Saturday. You can't handle too many tourneys. So the winner is Luis. He's gonna be on the Wall of Fame and we're gonna share the top 10 decks of today's tournament. I hate it. That's a good one. I had fireworks. That's a good one by Innocent Panda there, by Zoe. I hate it, he says. Okay, here's Zoe's. Let's do this right. So here's Zoe's. I hate it when people ask me what gender my baby is. And I gotta answer, Isa. That's from Zoe. Avalon, you should try Indian food. It's awesome. I guess so. I believe it. I believe it. I love every food. Any day you'll give an actual answer. As you're chatting so much, I can hardly follow. So the winner is Louis919. He's the winner. And let's add him to the Wall of Fame. The winner of today's tournament is... Avalon is as silly as can be. Avalon is as silly as an Avalon. You can tune a guitar. You can tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish. Free tournament, but technically it doesn't cost you anything to join tournaments in the first place. Unless you create them. So it's Louis919 359 and today is 0705. There you go. Louis. I have to say this, Louis. We gotta say this to Louis. Congrats for winning the tournament. Well done. Great job, Louis. Awesome. I love Swiss because they make Toblerone. I have loads of those and I'm too lazy to make them though. Loads of what? Fried ice cream. Fried ice cream. Okay. No, there's a place in New York, they'll deep fry whatever you bring. I was in New York once, but only for 4 days. That was not long enough. That was definitely not long enough. What's fried ice cream? Everybody... We got it going. Everybody talking about food. I never wanted to go to New York until now, says Jim. It was beautiful. I was in New York and I really enjoyed it, but we only had 4 days. The next tournament, probably Saturday. Probably Saturday. I saw the fidget spinner fail on Twitter. Yeah, that one was funny. It's this fidget spinner actually. I found it again. Dyslexic. I was born and raised in New York, Manhattan was the place. Because everything... Yeah, it's beautiful. Manhattan is beautiful. Male version of hands. Okay, guys. Once I have a hand free, we can check the top 10 decks. Deep fry a fidget spinner. I can't do anything now. My hands are busy with those fidget spinners. Maybe we have to try to put them together without stopping them. Can we do that? No. Doesn't work. Holy cow! Okay. Louis is the winner of the tournament. And congrats to that. Now, let's share the winners also with Twitter. I actually love to do that. So let's check the title here to the top 10 decks and where I place. Nobody wants to see where I place. So let's remove that. Okay. Okay, we're ready. Let's go Twitch. Let's go Periscope. Give the Fiji. Chinese food brought home. Cool. Okay, let's go Periscope. Streaming on Periscope just very shortly. Just to let you know, the 2000 Gems tournament just ended. You missed it. If you don't want to miss it next time, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on notifications. Follow me on Twitter or on Facebook or on Twitch. And you should not miss it next time. The next live stream, the next planned live stream is next Saturday. Now, let me give you the top 10 decks. The top 10 decks of this tournament. Number 10 is Lamphetus. Periscope. Yes, that's Twitter. I'm streaming the top 10 decks to Twitter. So Lamphetus is number 10. And his favorite card is the Battle Ram. That's only half of the deck. What's the other half? Anybody an idea? It's a Battle Ram Witch. Battle Ram Witch. That's his deck. Naaman! Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Naaman. Thanks for watching. Tucker is back. Hey, Tucker. And gotta go to sleep. Good night. Good night. Nur ein Schlingel. Hallo, willkommen. Lizelle Junk. Hey, Avalon, I'm new to the channel. Can you please check my profile? I'm 66. Just because you're new, we're gonna do that. Just because of that. I wrote it down, so we will check it. A panda fidget spinner. The winner should be Zoe. Okay. Ein Hallo an den besten Clash Royale Spiel. Gamer Hanky, congrats to 1000 subscribers. Once again, he did 1000 followers on Twitch. Awesome. Well deserved. Great Twitch streamer. Gamer Hanky, awesome Swiss streamer. Check him out. Okay, guys, this is number 10. Then number 9, Martin. Number 9, Martin, playing this guy here. We already know it. We already know it. Battle Ram and Pekka is very, very popular. Taco Go Loco, thanks for the follow. Did it, how come so many follows on Twitter? Twitch. Did somebody share and I missed it? Did somebody host? I don't know. Number 8. Skull Crusher is number 8. Nur ein Schlingel. Hi, alles klar. Yes, we're doing awesome. Alles klar. Poison Graveyard. That's number 8. Deck number 8. Poison Graveyard and Abdullah Parlaku. Thanks for the sub. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. So, that's number 8. Then number 7. Ayub. Number 7. Another Battle Ram 3 Musky deck. So, that's still the meta. It's amazing. That was number 7. Then number 6. Alpha Titan. Alpha Titan. Pekka Battle Ram. That's what he's playing. Is Scoopy gone? I don't know. Maybe we made her too hungry and now she has to eat. The Graham Cracker. Now I don't know what to talk about. Are you doing another tournament? Not today. Probably Saturday, Manky Man. Where was I? Number 6. Number 5. And Draco. Actually, KK is the name. Okay, okay. Also playing Battle Ram. It's the same kind of deck archetype everywhere. Then number 4. Number 4 and Akref Smash. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, he's playing Execution as favorite card. 10,000 donations. Okay, he's a nice... That's his deck. And part of it. And the full deck is this one. Poison Graveyard. That's number 4. The number 3, Fran. Fran is number 3. Playing Rocket Goblin Barrel deck. It's a surprise. And number 2, Chief Ollie. Chief Ollie. Graveyard Poison. Very strong at the moment. And our number 1 today. And once again, big congrats for being number 1. And I'm gonna spin my Super fidget spinner just for our number 1. Luis, congrats for being number 1. And we have Italian Stallion in the house. He joined on Twitter. I'm so confused. Twitter, yes, not Twitch. Twitter. Italian Stallion. Awesome. I hope you're doing great, bro. Awesome. I will never forget your streams. That was so much fun. And I actually hope to catch you on stream once again sometime. That was awesome. I miss you. I miss Italian Stallion. He was always so positive and hyped, and those streams on Camcord by Italian Stallion, they were amazing. One of my favorite streamers. Italian Stallion, watching on Twitter. I hope you're doing great. And yeah. So let's check out number 1. Hey, I'm new to the channel. Can you please check my profile? 66. I will do, Lizelle. Number 1, Luis. He's playing the 3 Musketeers favorite card. Can I do? I think it's a battle ram. Is it a battle ram? I guess so. It will be battle ram. Yes, there you go. Battle ram heal spell deck is our number 1 today. Congrats for winning the tournament. Those decks are very popular. Also, the pro players play a lot of battle ram decks. It's totally the meta. Hey, I'm new to the channel. Guys, do you understand? You people are way too early for the next tournament. Way too early because it's Saturday. My clan is on invitation. TyCR joined on Twitter. So I'm always streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Most of the time it's Clash Royale. And in between, there's videos on my YouTube channel, funny videos. Okay, so that's number 1. That's what I wanted to show you guys on Twitter. I hope you enjoyed it. Tucker is in Titan again. That's awesome. Congrats. Broccoli. I love broccoli. It's my favorite vegetable. Broccoli. Bist zufällig on in einigen Minuten? Noch einige Minuten, aber nicht mehr sehr lange. Okay, so we're gonna check 66. First, we're gonna say bye to the viewers on Twitter. If you want to continue to watch the stream, check the stream out on Twitch, ChiefAvalon, or YouTube, ChiefAvalon. I'm streaming there on both of those at the same time. I'm just showing the top 10 decks on Twitter. I hope you enjoyed it. See you guys on Twitter next time, but the stream is not over yet. Okay, that was just for Twitter. Carlos joined. I'm sorry, Carlos. It just ended the Twitter thing. Asparagus. That's actually one of the vegetables I don't like to eat. It has some disadvantages to it. So, let's check 66. Just the deck of the new viewer. 66. I'm on Route 66. I get my kicks on Route 66. I'm so thirsty, guys. So that's number 66 with the Expo deck. Martin Gerber. That's him. That's 66. Nehmen Katari. I'm still continuing. Don't leave. Don't leave me this way. Oh! Viewers, don't leave me this way. See you, Clash with Skull. Bye bye, bye bye. So I'm gonna play some more 2v2s here. Or shall we play another challenge? No, let's play a 2v2. Let's play with Flash. I'm back. I'm not leaving. Good. We're gonna stream on for about 15 more minutes, guys, before we have to end for today. I was so tired today, so yeah, I can't do a very long stream. I can't. So I'm gonna play the fidget spinner during this battle. How can I see? I can't see the game when I put it on my forehead. So what can I do? Singkünste, ChiefAvalon. Yeah, it's horrible, I know. It's horrible. Don't leave me this way. Oh, baby! Don't leave me this way. Don't leave me this way. Me asking nicely is not possible. Gamer Hanky. Gamer Hanky is a great streamer, guys. Really, I mean it. Check him out. He plays Clash of Clans. So if you're into Clash of Clans, Gamer Hanky is the man to watch. But he streams in German. So either you speak German or you want to learn German. But it's still fun to watch. I mean, you can still watch the attacks. Even if you don't speak German, you can watch the attacks. He's doing high-level gameplay in Clash of Clans. So that's certainly worth watching. Yeah, I should focus on the game, actually. I'm reading chat too much. It's me. Hello, darkness, smile again. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Na 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 na, Zucker. Ein Berliner Bolle. Hey. Berliner Bolle. Okay, do it, Zucker. I'm reading. Berliner Bolle. I was never in Berlin. Can you believe that? Ich bin ein Berliner. I was never in Berlin. Unbelievable. What a fail. What a fail. I was never in Berlin. Er kann so gut singen wie ich, yeah. I sing as good as Hanky. So we both can't sing. I guess that's what it means. We both can't sing. That's why we're not singers. And we won. Good game. So. So, oh, my chest slot's full. You sing as good as me, says Zucker. There you go. You remembered when I sang first when there's nothing but a small velvet dreams. Have no fear is here. Goblin and Arch. Ah. Panda Panda. So tomorrow, I think, Gamer Hanky will be streaming. He's always streaming on Thursdays, I guess. I'm not sure about Fridays. And I think on Tuesdays, because I think most of the time he's streaming when I'm not. So it's a perfect addition to your streams. And then, by the way, Zucker is also a streamer. She's a great German streamer. So don't miss Zucker's streams. Oh. Snap, snap, snap. Oh, I gotta get my phone for the Snapchat. Gotta get my phone for the snaps. Reborn Ghost, thanks for the sub. We gotta try, baby. Oh, 2 Inferno Dragons lock. Wow, that was a nice defense. And very lucky too. We're doing Clash of Clans. I do have 3 Clash of Clans accounts, but I don't really play them. Trippy Hippie, thanks for the follow. Yeah, what is it with Twitch today? So many Twitch follows today. By the way, congrats to 4K on Twitch. Guys, I wasn't pushing Twitch follows at all. You know it. You guys that have been watching me know it. I'm always pushing my YouTube channel, not the Twitch channel. And somehow, it still grew. It still grew. Slower, but it grew. And all of a sudden, my Twitch is at 4K. Thank you, Tucker. My Twitch made it to 4K. Unbelievable. Nicolo Motta, thanks for the sub. Road to 10K. I don't know. It's funny. I never pushed my Twitch. Oh, dang, we lost 2 towers. Yeah, I was talking too much, I guess. Many follows are bots. I don't know. Nice one. Good game. Good game. Are we allowed to 2v2 more than once? Yeah, feel free to try as many times as you like, but I will only stream for 10 more minutes. Yeah, 4K followers on Twitch. You're amazing. Thank you so much. You're 4K followers on Twitch. It's amazing. I don't know how, but they kept growing and growing. It's 1/3 of my YouTube followership, but it's still huge. Huge. It's really a waste when you don't open the chest. I want food, free food, party! Yeah, fidget spinner party for 4K. 4K. Amazing. Yeah, Soccer, please explain. If you have an explanation, feel free to explain. I don't know what it is today with Twitch. Let's have a fidget spinner party. Sind andere Dimensionen. Sind andere Dimensionen. Okay, we're gonna push left lane. I can cook you some, but eating under the... Yeah, I don't know. My YouTube has been stuck for a bit. Find... Oh yeah, dang, I forgot again. I gotta get my phone to show the Snapchats. After this battle. I'm sorry, I wasn't playing. I left my partner alone here. That's not good. Only 13 seconds to go. Mike is trying and I'm distracted. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault that we lose. Ooh. Followersvergleich. Yeah, you have 1000. Come on, that's a lot. It's a lot. 3 hugs from Stoner. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Okay, let's... yeah, but viewers went also way up. It's not only likes and subs. Follows and subs. It was also a lot of... yeah. So, shout me out please. Beast Mode Gaming. Okay, let's do another one. But let's switch decks. I can't always play the same deck. Let's play... It can actually be fun to play the Mortar in a 2v2. Let's see. Let's see! Let's try the Mortar! Good luck. The Mortar boy. I would love to have the lock, but I don't. Holy cow. Where's my lock? Okay, now I have arrows. That's nice. Yeah, drop this guy. That's nice. Drop in Inferno. Some damage. Everything in one lane. You put everything in one lane. Nice. Beast Mode Gaming, thanks for the sub. Okay. Why is everybody playing those barbs? I'm still hungry. Diego Fredo! Did Mrs. Scoop go to eat something? Huh? You see that rocket? Did you see that rocket? That perfectly timed rocket onto the balloon? That was an amazing rocket, I'd say. Uh-oh, uh-oh, I don't have the rocket this time. No, no, no. Stop that balloon! Ah, damn it! But anyways, we have a rocket. Let's see if the witch does it. Maybe the witch is enough. No, okay, let's rocket. Let's play this safe. Banana cream pie. I think that's delicious. Sounds delicious. "15 seconds. We're almost there. We need another rocket. No, it's not gonna work, I guess. And then we lost because we didn't defend. We just didn't have the rocket or the lightning. I think oh, this sounds delicious. Let's fill my chest slots and then we end. Let's try the mortar deck once again. I think the expo may be better for this, but I don't know. Really? Oh. How come those elite barbs didn't die? Don't we have a zap or anything? Really? Okay, this looks good. I would love to play him right there. No, stop them! I had to sacrifice my bandit. Yeah, we still have 1 minute left. Come on. I would love to rocket the witch, but I'm too late. But happily he played one. Why didn't you defend the Inferno Dragon? You have to defend the Inferno Dragon. I defended left. Whew. I just want to fill my chest slots. The tournament has just ended, Beast Mode Gaming. The next one will most likely be on Saturday. Oh dang, I slipped, but I still hit, so that's fine. Why do I not have Tornado anymore? I used to have Tornado in this deck. That really helped. Because I know everybody's playing those Hawk decks. So it really helps to have Tornado. Yeah, I should switch to my winning deck. So I have to focus here on rockets. If you could take care of the other stuff. Shoot, guys, shoot! Nice. 2,900. Around 2,900. Yeah, do you guys have vacation already? Okay, let's switch decks. Let's go back to this. I'm actually missing Tornado here in this Mortar deck. I don't know what was in it before. Let's play this again. Oh, yo Avalon! Since 23rd 06. What is that? Ah, you have vacation since then. Cool. Cool, I still have to work. 2 more weeks. Actually a bit more than 2 weeks. Are you gonna do another tournament for a gamer? Yes, I will. Not today though. The next tourney will probably, I can't promise, but probably. You will see it on my Twitter or my YouTube. Somewhere on my social media. If I do it or not, on Saturday. Super annoying poison there. The Expo. He's playing the Expo. Juli, sowas wie Null als Street haben. The loot, okay. Good loot! Actually, some of the first few videos I did on YouTube was about big loot at times. Nice log. So I'm just waiting and then I drop my P.E.K.K.A. Juli, bin schlafen. Good night, good Nacht, gute Nacht, good night. Jinx, are you leaving? Oh, I missed it. See you, Mike. Tacos. Gonna eat tacos. Jinx, thank you so much. Beautiful blue eyes, Jinx. Thank you so much for being here in the stream. Amazing. And for all the support. Thank you so much. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of the week. Always a pleasure to have you in the stream. It is. See you next time. Bye bye, Jinx. The Expo! The Expo is right there. Ah, it's over. Honey apple and Bastille. Okay. Guys, you're wonderful. Today we had 250 viewers. That was so great. My chess slots are full. So I'm gonna play a last one here with Dyslexic Stoner. Because it's in the clan chat. 2v2s with you, Zuck. Okay. And so after this, I will end for today. It was a great stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I certainly did. It was really a lot of fun. We had 250 viewers at the start, which is very, very big. The 200 likes, we had them within 20 minutes. That was amazing. And so we started the tournament really early. That's why we're already finished with the tournament. And so that was really amazing and awesome. And I hope to see you again on Saturday. In the meantime, watch my videos on YouTube. There's gonna be a very funny video on Friday. That's the plan. And freezing everything. I hate when they freeze everything. We're not meant to be frozen. We're no yogurt. Will you play me? Not today. I will end after this. Yeah. Wow, he lets the Inferno Dragon lock. The Inferno Dragon is at full health and locked to the tower. You can't do that. That's gonna be 3 crown if that happens. It's odd to see a YouTuber like you on my friends list. Why? I was late for today's tourney. Oh, my chest slot's full. Okay, guys, I would love to play with you, but I really have to end. I have to end, or I'll be very tired tomorrow. ML Bound, thanks for the follow. Daniel Ambrosio, thanks for the subscribe. It was amazing. I hope you enjoyed it too. And yeah, hope to see you on my YouTube channel in the comments of the next video. Thank you guys so much. And big shout out to all the viewers from India, by the way. It's very early in the morning for them and they still watch my live stream. That's amazing. So thanks so much. Big shout out to all the Indian viewers. Big shout out to all my moderators. Big shout out to every one of you amazing viewers like Pratmar Singh, Dragon's Tube, Monica Manu, Ahmed Rupak, Beast Mode Gaming, Naaman Kateria, and who else do I see? Ezra, Yavu Zarslan, and Jinx was here. Mrs. Scoop probably still listening, and Bola of course, Zoe, Zucker, Loka. Big shout out to the streamer. Thank you, Zucker. What deck should I use for Arena 8? Check out my YouTube channel. I got the playlist with decks for, it's called actually decks for different arenas. And so there is many ideas for good decks there. Also for Arena 8. Buy mods. Fur Gamer. Hey, big shout out to Spain. So, thanks everyone. You guys rock. Thanks so much. See you next time. Bye. You're amazing. Bye. Thanks.
reaching far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light